It is the most frustrating thing ever. It's happened to me. I know it's probably happened to you before. You're in the last minutes of the game, you're playing for the win, and your legs start to give out. You start to get muscle cramps. Anytime you jump for the ball, you change direction, you go for a sprint, your legs start to tense up and give out on you. In this video, I want to teach you how to reduce the chance of muscle cramping so you don't have to worry about it and you can play your best to the final whistle. In this video, I'm going to share with you 8 different tips that I have personally used to stop muscle cramping, and I know they will work for you. But before we get into those tips, let's just talk quickly about what actually causes muscle cramps. So there's lots of things that could cause your muscles to cramp, but I'm going to talk about 4 different things that I'll refer to throughout this video. Number 1 is muscle fatigue, when your muscles get tired. You don't cramp in the first 10 minutes of the game when you're nice and fresh. You cramp in the last 10 when you're getting tired and your muscles are being pushed to their limits. Number 2 is lack of oxygen to your muscles. Number 3 is dehydration. And number 4 is the lack of certain vitamins and minerals that your body needs to act efficiently. My first piece of advice to reduce muscle cramping is get fit. The fitter you are, the less likely you are to cramp. As I said before, muscle fatigue is the number 1 reason your muscles are cramping. So if your muscles aren't used to the exertion, to the intensity that you're putting them through in a game, then yes, they're going to cramp because they've never been there before. They can't handle it. But if you are consistent with your training, you are pushing yourself consistently, but you're also replicating the intensity of a game throughout the week, then your muscles will be more likely to handle the pressures of a match. The second thing I want you to do, and in this case, don't want you to do, is do not pre-fatigue your muscles. And what I mean by that is do not do an intense training session the day before, even some people do the morning of their game. So don't do a very intense session in the gym. Don't work your legs really hard the day before your game. They're gonna be pre-fatigued. They're already gonna be at a point where they're pretty tired, and then in the game you're gonna push them and ask them to do more. They're gonna be likely to cramp. Don't do a very intense training session with your team the day before your game. You wanna do a lighter session. Don't play 90-minute match before your game the next day. Now, obviously, sometimes maybe you're playing in a tournament, you don't have these luxuries. But when you do, learn how to schedule your training. Do your intense leg sessions in the gym earlier in the week. Do your intense training sessions, your sprint training, your fitness training earlier in the week. And then the day before, do a lighter session where you're just stretching out your legs, getting nice touches on the ball, getting mentally prepared for the match. My third tip for reducing muscle cramps, and this one is totally overlooked, is breathing properly. Another reason your muscles may be cramping is because you're not getting enough oxygen to the muscles. So if you've ever been running, I know I used to get this a lot when I was younger, now I don't get it anymore at all. If you've ever been running and you get side cramps, that's because you're not breathing properly. A lot of kids especially, they're not taught how to breathe properly when running. And they're actually holding their breath, or you're going for a sprint, you're tackling for the ball and you're battling, you're not focusing on your breathing. Or after you've done a sprint, it's so important that, let's say the ball is out of play or you had a second to breathe, instead of putting your hands on your knees and just being like, oh my God, I'm so tired, actually focus on recovering. Focus on getting nice deep breaths of oxygen in through your nose, out through your mouth, and actually focus on your recovery rather than focusing on how tired you are. You'll be amazed at how quickly you can recover. You'll actually help yourself recover, so you'll be able to go longer, but you'll be ensuring that you're getting good oxygen flow into your muscles to reduce the chances of cramping. Tip number 4 for reducing muscle cramps, get a good warm-up in. Don't just go out on the field and start sprinting, start kicking balls as hard as you can. You're putting yourself at a real disadvantage. Make sure you get a proper warm-up. So do your warm-up with your team, but also take a little bit of time to stretch the major muscle groups that you feel personally always cramp when you're playing. So for myself, I'll do the warm-up and then I'll take a little bit of time and stretch out my calves, stretch out my hamstrings, stretch out my quads. Okay, just going that little bit of extra mile will actually help get better oxygen flow into the muscles, and it will also loosen them up more so you're not making them really tight and just pounding away at them from the first minutes of the game. So if you want to reduce muscle cramping, really focus on having a proper warm-up and targeting those specific muscles that you feel like to cramp on your body. Tip for reducing muscle cramps, and now we're getting into more of what you're actually putting in your body, and that's why I wanted to do this video in the kitchen, but it's drink more water. Dehydration will result in muscle cramps, so you want to be drinking lots of water. How much water should you drink? Personally, I like to drink until my pee is clear. So when your urine is clear, you have a good indication that you have enough water in your body. You want to be drinking water before the match, you want to be drinking water during the match, you want to be drinking water after the match to replenish your body. So just make sure that you're drinking lots of water. It will reduce the chance of muscle cramps. Tip number 6 for reducing muscle cramps is having a proper, healthy, consistent diet. If you're just eating well on game day and you're expecting your body to operate at its optimum ability, it's not going to happen. So do yourself a favor and try to eat well throughout the week, not just on the day of your game. Your body needs a consistent stream of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. So if you need more advice on proper nutrition for an athlete, just go to my channel and search nutrition. You'll get some great videos to help you started with this idea. Tip number 7 is to incorporate some potassium-rich foods into your pre-game meal. So you may have heard that potassium is great for reducing cramps, and that is true. Now, usually I'll have a banana as part of my pregame. I don't have any bananas because I ate it yesterday before my match, but also things like potatoes are really high in potassium, and leafy green vegetables are great sources of potassium. So you can do some research, just search on the internet potassium-rich foods and pick some things that you like, but try to incorporate those into your pregame meals to reduce muscle cramping. My 8th and final tip for reducing muscle cramps is supplementation. And this is taking it to the next level, but this is something that has really helped me, and you might want to think about it as well. So as I said in the last tip, we talked about potassium-rich foods. So there are other vitamins and minerals that you can take which have been shown to reduce the chances of cramping. So I personally do take an extra potassium supplement. So I just take 1 tablet before the game. I also take a magnesium supplement before the game and a calcium supplement before the game, okay? And these vitamins have been shown to reduce the chances of cramping. So it's something you might want to experiment with as well. One more thing that I take is I also take a bit of glutamine. And if you are experienced with bodybuilding at all, glutamine is something that bodybuilders use to help their muscles recover quicker after workouts so they can work out their muscles more frequently. Now, glutamine, it's not a drug, it's not a steroid or anything like that. It's something that is naturally found. It's an amino acid that is found in protein. So the way that protein works is it helps recover your torn muscles. Glutamine is an amino acid. It's one of the ingredients in protein that helps it do just that. So what I do is I just put a little bit of glutamine in my water and I'll drink this throughout the game. Now, I don't know if this actually really does work, but it's something that I have been trying as a combination with all these other supplements, and it's been working for me. So if you have some at home, you might want to try it. Just a little bit in your water. Just drink it while you're playing, drink it at halftime, drink it throughout the game if you have a chance to get little sips of water, and it seems to be working for me, so it might work for you as well. So my 8th and final tip is supplementation. As you can see, there are many things you can do to reduce your chances of cramping, but the best thing to do is just combine all of these things together. Now again, this is just my personal advice, but this is what has worked for me, and I believe it will work for you as well. If you found this video helpful, please like right now, give me a thumbs up. It goes a long way in helping me grow my channel. Please comment below if you have any questions at all. Please share this video with your friends, and please come back tomorrow for another training video. I'll talk to you guys real soon.